Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your Mercury retrograde reading. Mercury retrograde is the ideal time for us to pause and reflect where we are in life. So we're going to use tarot today and my little cue cards here that I created for the new spread to see where you are in life and what changes you can make so that when Mercury goes direct, you are exactly where you need to be. So as always, it is a collective general reading. So as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, let's begin. We're tapping into the Taurus collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's get one oracle card, please, for Taurus, for the Mercury retrograde. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Taurus, we have for you, answering the call. The time is now. And at the bottom of the deck, you have cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. So this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. For Mercury retrograde, we are clarifying the anchor, the loop, the insight, the filter, the pivot, and the return for the Taurus collective. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. The anchor, Page of Cups. The loop, Seven of Pentacles. The insight, Nine of Swords. The filter, the Nine of Pentacles. The pivot, the Five of Pentacles. And the return, the Ten of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. Okay. Let's clarify this now. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through it as necessary in your reading today. So this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. For their Mercury retrograde message, we're clarifying the anchor. Where do you need to pause? Clarifying the Page of Cups. The loop. What pattern are you repeating? Seven of Pentacles. The insight. What past is resurfacing to heal? Nine of Swords. The filter. What boundary needs creating? Nine of Pentacles. The pivot. How to prepare for Mercury direct? Five of Pentacles. And the return. Who or what may return? The Ten of Cups. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups is clarified by the Devil. The loop, Seven of Pentacles, is clarified by the Ace of Cups. The insight, Nine of Swords, clarified by the Two of Cups. The filter, the Nine of Pentacles, clarified by the Knight of Wands. The pivot, the Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Seven of Swords. And the return, the Ten of Cups, is clarified by the King of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, Taurus. I feel like there's a little infatuation here. This is where you need to pause. There's something or someone in your life here in this Page of Cups energy that you are continually generous with, jovial with, always attempting to get along with this individual. I don't know who they are to you, professional, platonic, romantic person. It could be several people. There's something toxic or addicting here for you. There's some type of pattern. I feel that you are aware of it, but you continue to engage with this situation, environment, or connection. I feel like it's more connection based because we have the Two of Cups there, but who that person is exactly for each of you will be different. The loop here, the pattern that you continue to repeat, is the Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups. I think in one of your readings about 2 or 3 months ago, the phrase that came up was sunk cost fallacy. And I suggested that maybe some of you genuinely spend considerable amount of time looking into it. The Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups is just that. The loop that you're repeating, I'm going to continue investing in blank. That Ace of Cups is what the Page of Cups is holding. I'm going to continue investing in this. And eventually, my hope is that I will receive a return on that investment. And the sunk cost fallacy part comes in. I've been doing this for so long that I have to just continue. I have to grin and bear it and continue doing this because of time served. almost treating this as if it's some kind of like jail sentence. The insight, what past will resurface during Mercury retrograde. Something here will occur with this situation, environment, or connection that will leave you very much up in your head wanting to take action, but not sure what action to take. The Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini. So there's something here where you'll be ruminating on this a lot in regards to, again, the situation, environment, or connection. The filter, what boundary needs to be created. There's something here about your energy, you taking action on your own behalf. I don't know if it is, and I'm going to clarify this. I'm not quite sure yet if this is to be like become single, free, and independent, Nine of Pentacles, of whomever or whatever this is, or just that you need to put a little distance between whomever or whatever this is, like between you and them. The pivot here, how to prepare for Mercury retrograde, is actually to create a strategy to exit whatever this is, or to extricate yourself from whatever this is. The Five of Pentacles would be leaving it out in the cold. The Seven of Pentacles and the After Tarot deck is not making the same mistake. I feel like you're betraying yourself here by continuing to invest in whomever or whatever this is. So the pivot here is between now and July 23rd to create some type of strategy on how you can exit this. The return, who or what may return if you don't do any of this work and you just continue with the sunk cost fallacy. We have the Ten of Cups, which is what you're hoping for, emotional contentment with whatever this investment or association is. But what actually ends up happening, King of Cups, the cup is poured out. So it still does not yield the result that you want. All right, let's begin to clarify. So answering the call, the time is now to cleanse yourself of this. Cleanse yourself of this. So tell me, let's clarify that Page of Cups there to the Devil. This is the anchor. And it could be a pattern within you, a shadow side within you, or something that you're not wanting to see in something. Clarify that Page of Cups to the Devil, please, for Taurus. Where do you need to pause? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Cups is clarified by justice. The Devil shows itself again. And the Three of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Six of Cups. So this person, place, or thing, if you will, is toxic. You're aware of its toxicity. I'm not speaking to a Taurus here where you're not aware of what you're doing or what you're engaging in. So if it's not your reading, don't be offended. Just check another placement. My readings are intended to help the collective grow and expand and move forward in their life. So I have a group of you here. You are well aware that your collaboration or association with a person or group of people, or maybe even the way you show up with that person or that group of people, you're aware of the toxic pattern or trait here. But there's some belief here in that Justice card that if I keep doing this, everything will work out in the long run. Because I've done it for so long, I can't quit now. That's the shadow aspect of you. That's the toxic pattern within you. I'm sure that this situation, environment, or connection is toxic as well, but your attachment to it or refusing to let it go is equally as toxic or as damaging to you. Clarify the Devil card here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Devil is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Star card. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles shows itself again. Completely different deck. So again, your engagement with this does not leave you feeling emotionally fulfilled. There is an aspect of you that is aware or conscious that you should give up on this or move on from this. In the After Tarot deck, the individual is pouring the cup, that cup that you're holding in the Page of Cups, that you continue to give or invest in whomever or whatever this is. So you're consciously aware of it. There's a part of you, Knight of Swords, that's actually angry that you may have to do this after all of this time or money or talent, whatever this is that you have poured into. There's something unsettling here. It's almost like I don't want to have to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. However, in the Star card, the belief here is I'm angry at the thought of having to walk away from whomever or whatever this is. So I'm going to continue investing in it in the hope of being able to heal it. So the loop here that you're on is actually one that you have created and one that you choose to stay in, even though it is emotionally unfulfilling for you. Seven of Pentacles. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles, the loop. What pattern are you repeating? Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles is clarified by Queen of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. So the pattern you're repeating is seeing this very clearly, Queen of Swords. This is the energy of someone who I can see very clearly what is happening. And Two of Wands, I know what decision I need to make here. But Four of Swords, I'm sitting on it. I'm not making the decision. Instead, I continue to stay and endure. Ace of Cups. Tell me about that Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ace of Cups is clarified by the King of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. So there's a feeling here of there's something here. Please don't be offended at this, and obviously only take the message if it resonates. If I do end up being successful with this and I end up achieving that 10 of Cups, I will feel very prideful. Like I will have a lot of pride in myself that I was able to endure this and that I saw it through to the end. There's a feeling here of like, I'll be very rich. Now, it could be monetarily for some of you. It doesn't have to be. For others of you, it's just a feeling here of if I were to stay in this, there's success here, or there's public recognition. I'm going to get a pat on the back. Everything's going to work out just fine. I feel like I'm speaking to a Taurus who is gaslighting themselves into thinking that they can ride this out, as opposed to Eight of Cups walking away. And this could be anything. This could be giving up, realizing that you have a money pit of a home that you're investing in, and it's really in your best interest to pull out and find something else, right, to invest your resources in. I could be speaking to a Taurus where you are in a long-term committed partnership with that Justice card that is toxic. Maybe you're stepping out on the connection, they're stepping out on the connection, but there's something here with pride and ego that I have to endure this because maybe because of how the public sees me. Six of Wands to the Nine of Pentacles, that's quite possible. Or there's some type of trauma bonding here between you and this person. I could be speaking to a Taurus who is reliant on family for money or for support or assistance. And there's something here that if I am authentically me, and I don't know what that means for you, authentically you, but maybe there's a fear here of like being shunned by the family. So I have to stay small and I have to stay quiet. And I know that this is toxic. I know that this is not healthy for me. But if I were to break out of the loop, I may find myself independent of the family unit. And I don't want that. Or there's a worry or fear here of going out on your own. So there's definitely sunk cost fallacy here, whatever this is. There's an awareness that it's toxic. And then there's also the awareness of, but I've been in it for so long, or I've been showing up this way for so long that I have to continue enduring this, even if this is a job. There's a Taurus here who doesn't really know or comprehend how much talent and skill and experience they bring to the table, and they're settling for a job that does not pay them adequately, or maybe pays them adequately but does not treat them well. And it's almost like, well, I've been here for 10 years. What am I going to do? But it's like you then deserve to be in at a job that does treat you well. So something here will occur during Mercury retrograde, which begins June 29th, goes on till July 23rd, but there is a pre and post shadow phase. We're already in pre-shadow at the time of this recording. Pre-shadow began on June 29th. Post-shadow will go until August 9th. So during this period, something here will resurface with this situation, environment, or connection that's supposed to give you the insight to encourage you to change course, to answer the call, and to move in another direction. Clarify that Nine of Swords, please. What is occurring here during Mercury retrograde? One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Swords is clarified by the Three of Swords, The Queen of Pentacles, that's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. And the Six of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. So there's some type of exchange here, like communication exchange. So what do I mean by that? And right behind that's the Two of Cups. So you're going to learn something here. Either this individual says something to you that hurts you, breaks your heart. You find something out. You see something online. You hear something from someone else, like secondary, third hand, but it's almost like indisputable because it confirms your intuition here or opens up your eyes to the pattern that you continue to repeat. So there's some type of information or communication that occurs here during Mercury retrograde, pre the retrograde, and then post shadow, that makes you realize it is time for me to move on from whomever or whatever this is. This is not benefiting me in the long run. Clarify that Two of Cups. Clarify the Two of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. So whatever occurs here, whatever information comes out, or you see or witness or discover, or again, maybe someone says something to you. It could be this reading for some of you. And you're like, oh my God, I really deserve better than this. Whatever it is, that messenger, if you will, of communication, it's supposed to get you to go within and do some soul searching in regards to this partnership, this person, this people. And again, if it's not an actual person here, this would be you looking in within yourself as your higher self, looking at who you are today and saying, is this really the best option for me? Can I do better? Can I find another investment? Can I find another job? Am I really honoring who I am by staying in whatever this is? You have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Wands. Whatever occurs here is supposed to show you that you continue to repeat that cycle, that loop over and over and over again, trying to defend something that you can no longer defend. There's something here that, and I'm not a fear-mongering tarot reader. I'm not the Jerry Springer of tarot readers. There are plenty out there, and they're great entertainment. I watch them, as I'm sure many of you do, but I'm not one of them. But there's something here that makes you feel, or is supposed to bring you to the conclusion of, okay, I got to draw the line on this. And that Seven of Wands, I got to draw the line on this. I have to get out of this, or I have to whatever, sell the property, or I have to come out and be authentic. I'm tired of defending myself, or this person crossed the line again. Something like that here is occurring. And if this is third party, if you're engaging in it, the other person will find out about it. And if your person is engaging in third party, you will find out about it. The filter, what boundary needs to be created? Clarify that Nine of Pentacles. Because there's something here of, well, if I stay in the loop, then I'm successful. But this is supposed to teach you that you can pivot and go in another direction and be more successful than staying in this. And this is authentic success. So I do think here that you need to protect yourself, your resources, your energy from whomever or whatever this is. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Star. The Seven of Wands shows itself again, and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups shows itself again. Yeah. There's definitely something here about you being authentic in that Star card and healing this wound, this sunk cost fallacy wound that you have here, that you have to continue enduring, or you have to continue suffering, or being inauthentic, and defending your position on this, saying, I'm not going to give to this anymore. And look, when we have that realization that we've been showing up in a certain way, or giving our time, talent, love, money into a situation, environment, or connection, and it just doesn't pan out the way we sacrifice a lot. I'm speaking like you, Taurus. Like the Taurus collective has sacrificed a lot for whomever or whatever this is. There is some sadness that I can't believe that I have to finally walk away from this. But the alternative is you can stay in the loop and continue to live the life that you have been living, which isn't quite pleasing to you and is quite toxic and is not getting you any closer to your goal than what you want, because what you want does not exist here. So there is something sad in saying, after all this time, I have to list a house for sale. I have to walk away. I have to find another job. I have to break up with this person. Maybe I got to get a divorce. Maybe I have to come clean about a third party. Maybe I need to confront them about their third party. Like whatever this is, there is some sadness here, but without doing that, you're making the situation here worse for yourself. Knight of Wands. You're enduring something you don't need to endure or struggle or suffer for. Knight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Knight of Wands is clarified by the Chariot, Five of Pentacles again, and that Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. There are a lot of threes here on the table. So I don't know if for some of you this is third party, or there's something here with people. There's something here with people. Maybe you're not being genuine with someone or a group of people or your family or something like that. Obviously, only take it if it resonates. But the filter here that you need to create is to create distance. Chariot, Five of Pentacles, and Three of Cups. Pivot and move in a direction where people will honor you, where you will receive the return on your investment that you're hoping to receive. Just because it isn't here doesn't mean that you can't find it here. Like you can't find it elsewhere. The pivot. How to prepare for when Mercury goes direct on June 29th and comes out of post-shadow. I'm sorry. Goes direct on July 23rd and comes out of post-shadow on August 3rd. There's something here about not repeating this cycle. Closing this loop once and for all. Clarify that Five of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups showed itself. So walking away from this person or investment or group of people, Hierophant, here you are. And Five of Wands, bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. Finally letting go of it. Finally letting go of it. So this would be your time between now and August 3rd to create a plan. So if this is work related, this is a time period where, because you're reviewing this, right? Mercury retrograde is a time where we review and we reflect and we determine what we need to release. Because you're doing that, then the conclusion here is I'm going to utilize this time between now and August 3rd to find another job. I'm going to utilize this time between now and then to come clean about third-party involvement. Or I'm going to utilize this time between now and August 3rd to confront this person, maybe on their third-party involvement. Or I'm going to use this time between now and August 3rd to, I don't know, list the property up for sale, or speak to my accountant or investor on how to maybe change my portfolio, right? If this is something that you're monetarily investing in. There's something like that about creating a strategy. And maybe for some of you, it could be 15 seconds of insane courage to come out of the closet. I keep going back to that King of Swords to that Queen of Swords to the Four of Swords. There's something here for at least one person watching where maybe you're in the closet or you're ashamed of who you are, or you feel that people would look at you like, I don't know, that like you're the devil or you're toxic if they really knew something here about you. And so you pretend to be something that you're not, like out of shame. It's like fear of judgment. I'll only take that if that resonates. So between now and August 3rd, it would be coming up with a way to come clean or come out of the closet, or, work on your self-esteem to know that you're going to be okay. You should not have to hide who you are to keep a person or people in your life. What kind of life is that? If you're living in a state of misery because you can't be who you are. So obviously only take that if it resonates, but I feel like someone watching needs to hear that. Seven of Swords. This is creating the strategy so we do not make the same mistake again. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Swords, Emperor. I love this. Stepping into your power. 10 of Wands, dropping the burdens. 8 of Cups, walking away. So the ending here occurs. The culmination here, the ending occurs on your terms. And so there's something here about you creating that plan or strategy. Now, if you do nothing, nothing changes. So that 10 of Cups that you're hoping, I can be emotionally content with this, or it'll eventually work out. It appears here it does not. The King of Cups in the After Tarot deck is spilling out the cup. So I feel like eventually you end up walking away, or I'm not going to predict that the job, fires you, but something like that here occurs where that cup that you originally keep giving and giving and giving, at some point it ends up empty. You walk away, they walk away, something like that here occurs. The 10 of Cups that you want with this, like the emotional contentment or the satisfaction, is out there for you. It's just not here, but it is out there for you. And to use myself as an example, it's really expensive in the state of New Jersey for me to maintain this house. It doesn't mean that there's not another place in the country or the world that I could move to where I would be able to comfortably live on my income. Of course there is, but it's not here. It's not in this house, and it's not in this state, not at the income that I make. Maybe if I made a lot more money, I would be able to live in this state. But the regulations and the taxes, I mean, my property taxes are almost $8,000 a year. I have less than a quarter acre lot. I live in an 1860 home that's falling apart. So there's other people in this state that, you know, maybe have larger land. They're paying $30, $40, $50,000 a year just in property taxes to be able to keep your house. So maybe if I made a lot more money, I would be able to afford to live here. So again, not to make your reading about me, but just to let you know that you're not alone in whatever this is. Yeah, there is another place out there for me that I can move to. And maybe I can't do it all during Mercury retrograde, but I can begin to create that plan, and then start to work on it so I can implement it in the near future. And I feel like that's all this reading is telling you to do. You don't have to make this change right now, but you should create the plan and then stay dedicated to the plan. Because what you want is out there, Taurus. It's just not here. Just like there's a more comfortable place where I could be living, it's just not here. And that's okay. And it's okay to say, oh my God, I spent all this time in this house, 6 years post-divorce in this house. I put all this money to fix up the house. I can't believe I have to walk away from it now. I have some friends here. This is a community that I've known for over 12 years, or 14 years now at this point. But that doesn't mean that I should continue to stay here and struggle. 10 of Cups. Tell me about the 10 of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Cups is clarified by 4 of Cups, the Death card, and the Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of that King of Cups. This cycle will continue until it eventually will close out. And again, I don't know what that closeout here is for you, but you continue to be unsatisfied. 4 of Cups. The Death card, nothing changes if nothing changes. The cycle will continue. That Wheel of Fortune is just going to continue here until eventually it comes to an end. You walk away, they walk away. You quit, they fire you. You put so much money into the house, you go broke. I mean, again, I'm not that type of reader, but I have to tell you what is here. This does not end up panning out the way you thought it would. The King of Cups. Clarify the King of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups is clarified by the Sun. There's that 7 of Pentacles and the Hangman. The happiness you want, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the success you want, 7 of Pentacles to the Hangman. No matter how much you invest, you can say another 7 years living like this, another 7 years at this job, another 7 years at this marriage. The happiness you seek, Hangman, will continue to elude you here. Let's get you some oracle cards, Taurus, and we'll close it out with some kippers. So if this message is hitting home for you, Taurus, I feel like Source is really trying to get you to break the loop, break the addiction, break the sunk cost fallacy here, work on your self-worth and your self-confidence. You don't need this to be financially stable. You don't need this to have luxury in your life. There's a plethora of different ways for you to make money. There's a plethora of different lovers out there, if this is love related, that you can connect with that will value you. You know, there are different jobs out there where you can make even more money than what you're making here. I mean, in comparison, this is like the job that's paying you 5 of Pentacles. There's the 9 of Pentacles and even the 10 of Pentacles out there waiting for you. So take the messages how they resonate to you, but there is a better, happier, more successful life waiting for you. All you need to do is, when this moment here occurs, is to see this for what it is and to create a strategy to extricate yourself from it. Let's get 3 oracle cards here, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for Mercury retrograde. One more shuffle. Thank you. Heritage, Step by Step, Braveheart. Oh yes, bottom of the deck, Potential. Taurus, we have Heritage. Cherish the wisdom and experiences of the past and pass them to the future. There's something here about moving forward towards a new beginning, leaving the past in the past, step by step. Follow the natural pace and gradually achieve your goals. This is creating the plan and then sticking to that plan to extricate yourself from whomever or whatever this is And yes, it will require a brave heart to do this. Face the world with fearlessness, breaking through all the boundaries with courage. You most certainly can do this, and the time to do this is now. The universe is calling, Taurus. It's time to answer the phone on this. Potential. Unleash your inner potential and transcend your self-limitations. I feel like you've put yourself in this box for whatever reason, but you are capable of getting yourself out of it. You're the backbone of the zodiac, Taurus. Use the backbone to move towards something better instead of breaking your back to stay in something that isn't yielding the result that you want or bringing you the happiness or the success that you deserve. We'll close it out now with 6 Kipper cards, 2 for each row. So can I have 2 for that top row, please? Thank you. Okay. Upright, we have mature woman. You could be mature woman, mature man. And on the side, we have marriage. So this is some type of contract. That's how I personally see that marriage card in this deck. For some of you, yeah, it could be a marriage, but it's any type of contractual obligation. So it could be to a property, to investments, certainly could be to a job. It could be to an individual. This could be a friend or family member who's just highly toxic. And yeah, for some of you, it's someone that you are in a committed romantic partnership with. Let's get 2 cards here for the middle row. We have sudden wealth and thoughts. So I'm not taking this as actual like sudden wealth, like you're hitting the jackpot. Sudden wealth to thoughts is falling on this second line. This is the insight that you get. This is the sudden, oh my God, this is happening again. Or why do I continue to do this? So something like that here is occurring. If this is in regards to investments, I don't want to predict that you might lose money, but there could be something like if this is an investment where it's going to cost you more, or there's some kind of delay or hiccup here, and you realize that this is like you're losing money here. Like I've got to shift gears and find something else to invest in. And 2 cards here for this bottom row, the pivot and the return. We have change and we have a gift. I think you need to see this as a gift, Taurus, the gift of insight here. So you can change your life, some of you by September, others of you within the next 9 months. But it all begins now during Mercury retrograde. That is what I have for you, Taurus. That is your Mercury retrograde reading. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, be gentle with yourself as well as honest during this period. As always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.